What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Danny. Yo, let's go. And we're back at it again with episode number 20. If you're returning, we appreciate your love and continued support and helping our community and channel grow. If it's your first time here, thank you for tuning in. Scott, today we have Cesar, Hector. We're going to be getting to the SSG tournament that just happened. We're also going to be getting into our raffle that we're going to be doing in the middle of the video, so stick around. Um, we have some tournaments that are happening this month, which is great. We appreciate the shops that are keeping the Lorcana alive with the dry spill right now that's happening with no DLC. So it's great to see with the Lorcana community. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the Lorcana Cookout.
So we'll go ahead and talk about the biggest event that happened over the weekend, SSG. You guys can see my screen, right? Okay. SSG was a 15K tournament. It was 145 players, and it was a charity event. So that's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, we'll just start off the top. We will go over all of them, but since there's like a lot of duplicates of like same kind of style, basically, we'll kind of glance over them. But in the finals, it was I don't know his actual name. It says right here, Gnarly Day, and then Jonathan Williams. I just want to give a huge shout out to Jonathan Williams. Dude's cracked. I sent him a message, telling him congratulations, but he's like, I guess I won't get first. I guess I'm just destined to be second. I'm like, dude, that's still crazy. The fact that it's always you and someone else in the finals, like that's crazy, bro. Like that's like mad impressive. So
Consistency.
yeah, I mean that's crazy consistency to be the finalist every time. Like even if you're not getting first, I mean I get it, it sucks, but like that's pretty crazy. So we'll go over these lists. So starting off with or actually we'll go. My bad, I'm already messing this up. We'll go over the color breakdown first of the tournament, and then we'll go over the top, like the breakdown. So, color breakdown for the tournament. It looks like there's a 33% blue red. It's pretty huge. 23% blue steel. Then the third most played deck, kind of surprising to me, is 11% Chernodog. I'm pretty sure it's what it mainly is. And then 7% amber steel, and then 7% purple red. Purple red back in the rise. Um, I don't like that, but and then 90% of other stuff. So yeah, that's just a combination of other stuff. So we probably got like purple steel in there at a low number, probably like 6 or 5, and then what's the other one? Green steel in here. Purple green. I'm surprised I don't see a lot of that here too. So
Dude, Purple Red just doesn't want to die. It's like, nope,
yeah,
not going anywhere. We're here to stay.
just
I
has a
wonder. I gotta see, but did it get any in the top 16 slots though, or no?
we'll go to the next slide to
I know Purple
show.
Steel had a few. Now I guess we can talk
Uh,
about the top 16, like the colors,
So
but
top 16, 7 blue steels, 4 blue reds, 2 purple greens, and then 2 purple steels and 1 yellow steel. So yeah, let's jump into the deck
and then Purple Green and Purple Steel were not in the.
list. Nah,
They were in the other category, right?
yeah, because they only did up to 7%, so they're probably like, I'm assuming like at five
I mean, they
percent
had
or
like a.
lower.
I mean, it's like a decent conversion rate, right? I guess.
It depends how many there
Blue
is.
Steel having like probably the best, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, oops. All right, let's go to our first list by the winner of the tournament. Gnarly Day. So looks pretty. 61 cards, 60? 61 cards. Yeah. Looks pretty generic, right? It's like
One dime.
the hybrid. Maui Shark, Tamatoa, 3 baby sisus. Yeah, pretty standard. You
Couldn't
know,
decide which route he wanted to go. Right, he was like, I want to play the Sharks. I want to play the Sisus.
I mean that's what everybody's doing, right?
I want to play the Maleficents.
This
It's
is
still
like
good. It's
the
still
way
The
I cause
hybrid. I call it the hybrid.
yeah, I call it
It's a hybrid. Yeah.
set six with the coils. That's what I call it.
yeah, basically right.
Yeah, because I mean
Like he had.
we're playing half and half last set, right? But now with the baby crab, it's just you add the baby crab and the coils. It's basically
Hmm.
like a set 6 deck. Oh.
So he has so much tools, but like if you know, like if this goes into like your top, when you're in the top, they're able to see deck list, right? Or
I don't
no?
know. I don't think so. Not sure.
I don't think so.
I'm just thinking like if this goes into a tournament, right? It's just a two of everything, and if you were to able to see this deck list and you know it's two of everything, and you start outing stuff, you're like, all right, he's only on one left. He has one left. He has one left. So just playing against this, I wouldn't feel that bad.
Yeah. There's a pros and cons though to open deck lists. So like for example, they actually say you have an advantage when you have a lot of 2 ofs and 3 ofs or 1 ofs in a open deck list, because now in your opponent's head they start thinking, oh, they have all these. You have more variety, more card pool, right? So then be like, oh, he also plays that. What if he has it? And you're only playing 2 of them in your deck and you don't have it in your hand, right? But then they have to still respect it because it's in your deck. So little stuff like that. That's why they say when it's like, yeah, those weird like 1 and 2 ofs is actually better open deck list, because like it could start forcing your opponents to start making maybe misreads or misplays. But yeah, you're right. Like if it's like only 2 big C2 dragons, and then you see like they're both in the discard, right? Then that's like also a benefit to her instead of the 4 of. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a big big advocate for the no B prep. But if I'm told, hey, it's gonna be open deck list on Top Cut, I probably would somehow make it forced to slide
Put 1 B prep in there.
Yeah, just because they either have to be like make that decision like, if I do this and he does have the 1 of B prep, does it blow me out completely out of the water? And then they have to play around it if it does, right? Even if I don't have it in hand. Just because if I do have it, they just giga lose. And that obviously will, maybe buy me a turn, even though I don't have it. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. They won't go too wide because they'll be like, oh, he's not on B prep. I saw his deck list, bet, and just go super wide. Like after you use after a big Sisu comes out or something.
Yeah. So Jonathan Williams also on 61 cards. Apparently that's the move. I don't think Moyne would be happy about that. But looks pretty similar, right? Almost identical.
He has three Mauis instead of 2.
He also has the 3 baby Tamatoas. No sharks. That's what it is. No sharks.
Yeah, so that's where he was able to fit in that extra Maui, extra Tamatoa.
I do like Vitalis here, honestly.
Both of these people started putting B preps.
Yep. It's it's reset. It's all it's there. Like it's like, okay, I'm gonna.
It sucks because I was liking people not using B preps for my sake, right? So like if like this is a thing and people brew red players, I'm like, okay, so both of these topped.
I mean,
both of them have B preps.
Yeah,
I could probably put B prep in the thought, right? Like the people that like not net deck, or the people that net deck, and the people that get inspired by these lists. Like you look at these 2 blue red lists, they're both consistently topped, and it's like, why not play B prep? Obviously, it's not wrong. You can't go wrong, right? Like whether it's your style or like you choose not to, that could also not be wrong. But you can't put B preps and be wrong. Like that is just a fact, right?
No, I never said it was. I just like even from the beginning, I just said I don't think it's needed, and I always felt like a lot better. But you gotta keep in mind that the last big tournament that they went off of was Blue Steel finals with, I think, both of them having aerials or like multiple Blue Steels in Top Cut with aerials in it. So I mean, how do you counter aerial? It's either Tremaine or B prep, right? So I would say that would explain the B preps back in there. So
yeah.
Hey, as a green player, I love that they put B prep back in because now it gives me something to look for if they're gonna be at 7 ink.
That's another reason why I like the non B prep list, and like the Pete's and Ursula's. I seen them play and I'm like, oh yeah, good luck, buddy. Show you my hand. Yeah.
It was like so impactful. It was so weird when I went to Carlos, and I missed the last podcast with the one when I went to San Diego and I faced them and I'm like, you know what? I'm not resolving the A drop. Let me cut these 3 A drops. Let me put 3 aerials. I faced 3 blue reds. I 2 of all of them.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's crazy what the freaking 1 aerial the added aerial does. But I don't think that those lists were on B prep, so obviously they're adapting, right? So everything adapts.
So next we got a Sapphire Steel. I think the 2 Sapphire Steels that made it the furthest were like tempo ones. So this one's like a diggy hole kind of. Yeah, it's diggy hole. So 3 happies.
So you have the diggy hole package, and you have the what's her name? Bianca.
Or Bianca. Yeah. Bianca's.
Yeah, you have the. Is a sneeze an ally, right? Aren't all the dwarves allies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the dwarves are allies. Yeah.
That other is that Wendy or Alice? The 3 drop.
Wendy. She's a hero.
That Wendy is clutch, bro. It's a 3/1 ward.
Yeah, ward. She's good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I actually like her. She's pretty
Oh.
good. She quests for 2, right? She's gonna
Yep.
trade with anything almost.
So we did say, right? Like,
Makes your Tipo a 4, right? Like if you the people that play Tipo, obviously, but like it's I don't think it's bad. It's cool.
yeah.
Your Bell's a what? Your Bell becomes a 6/3. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's kind of crack.
So we did talk about like, right, like no one's gonna be playing regular Diggy Hole. If they start playing Diggy Hole, it's probably Blue Steel. So
Yeah,
here's one of them.
might as well.
Yeah.
Better favored right now, especially with the wards. You have your both Alice and Wendy ward, and then
Yeah.
everything with it's so good.
I mean, these decks are always
Abagera is cheeks. Abagera's cheeks, bro. I don't care what people say. I promise you, he did not top that tournament when that tournament because of the Abagera.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, I mean, these decks are always gonna be good. It's not my fan. I mean, not my cup of tea to play this style of deck. But you'll always see these decks kind of top because when they high roll, they do real good. You know, when you consistently see docs back to back, they're more impactful than seeing. Well, it varies, right? But they're like as impactful or more impactful than seeing like Honey Worlds back to back. So
The Cogsworth is cool, like especially in this, like dropping that Cogs and he's running 3. If you see that on 5, you're super solid with this deck right here. Makes it so much more funner. Everyone's on Cogsworth, right? Like everyone's moving towards Cogs now.
kinda.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see this one. So this one is also, I guess, a McDuck Protect the Manor / like tempo. This one has the Jafars, has Benjas in it. I don't know if that one did. I wasn't paying attention.
1 cannon, 1 boom.
This is more like back to back. I'm gonna be real. It's very like tempo-ish like that. Like where it doesn't go like super low, it doesn't go to the discard of the dock, but it still plays those like 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. It can go that route, right? Like it's gonna go like Hook, Calhoun, Lawrence, Tala, Hiram, Cogsworth, 6-drop Tamatoa. Like it's kind of very like tempo-ish, kind of like that.
Yeah.
I just look at the list, it just reminds me of that. A lot of removal though, right? Like he has like,
Definitely.
I mean, at least cards wise, like is very indecisive. But I mean, maybe there's a reason, right? So
I think the cannon's there in case it gets against the green purple. The same thing with the boom maybe, but then it helps with the locations. And then the 2 Zeuses, yeah. Everyone on the 3 storm or 2 storm.
Yeah.
It's not a 4 of like.
I started like that card less and less, man. That card is kind of like whack. I said it originally. I knew I said it originally, and then I kind of fell for it because everyone was doing it, and then I'm starting to still feel like nah.
I don't know. I still like it. I mean,
Strength is good though.
I went down to cutting it, like not 4, not. I'll play like 2 or 3, but I'm having a really hard time just cutting it completely.
I see the like. So he's running 1 cannon, 1 boom to suffice for the 2 storms that he took out.
I mean, in all reality, he can really go.
Still 2 damage regardless, but
Yeah.
I think he's just looking to get that removal early.
In all reality, he can go to the 2 cannons instead of the boom. Probably better. He's only at 10 on Inkables, but I mean, better to be honest, right? More consistent.
And I guess it helps in the mirror or in case there is a location somewhere.
Yeah, but I mean, he has the pseudo crabs with the Jafars.
That Jafar's cool too. I actually like that.
Because your bell is still a 5, right? Because it's +2.
Yeah.
Yeah, your bell is
Another blue red, pretty standard. Actually, no, this one's full sharks. 4 sharks, no big tomos. So this is kind of like, yeah. This one kind of like confuses me because like usually you take out the, I guess you still have the Pirate's Life, so never mind. I was gonna say usually you take out the dime because you put the shark / like manners and Pirate's Life, but yeah. I mean, I do agree with this though, 100%. Like, I don't see like, I can see you cutting the big Tomato, but the baby Tomato it just provides so much value. Like when you have 2 popsicles in your discard and just grab them back, like it's so good. But yeah, this one's full sharks, no big tumbles, and more on the Pirate's Life kind of angle. 1 Cusco, 1 Hideaway, so he still has 2 just in the split.
I think we just went like I know he wants to go the shark route, but maybe 3 sharks and then have that 4th camera. I think vice versa.
Honestly, I would probably prefer that too. Like I don't feel like you need to put the shark out like that early. You should be able to find it, but I mean, it worked out for him there. And then another Ruby Sapphire. Damn.
So much. Hey, best deck.
Best deck.
Best deck.
Again on shark. So we have 3 sharks, 1 no shark. So it's looking like the shark's the way to go, guys.
Yeah, everyone's on shark. Zeus, so good.
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
He's on 3 small Mauis.
Yeah.
3 on 3 Maleficent. Dang.
I think that's all blue red for the rest of the top 8. Let's get into some spicy decks. The new discard deck. I like this deck a lot actually, but
feels good. I like it.
It's kind of like I don't know. To me, it's still like the answer. Like, if you want to be hyper competitive, like just play blue. I'm not saying like you're not gonna perform. It's just like they're clearly the better decks. So
it all depends who opens up more crack, right? That's all it is.
There's so much variance. I just feels like right now is crazy.
I mean, consistency-wise, it's just showing that blue is just 100% like performing way better than any other deck, right? So that's what I'm saying. They just do so much more unfair things than any other deck. Like the most unfair thing this deck does is shift Diablo, but the broken thing from the blue steel deck just counters this, right? Unless you open up double Diablo, like, but then they could just have 2 songs too. I mean, I guess if you rip it, but yeah.
I think I had my build that I had 2 Little Storm Rages, 2 cannons, and the guy man like shifted Diablo on me 3 times, and I got rid of all of them. It felt pretty bad. It did feel like if they don't have shift Diablo, it does feel very weak. The thing is, as soon as you don't have the out and they start getting that advantage, it gets real scary real fast.
No, 100%.
I've been just messing with this deck for a good while now, like going different versions. Low to the ground. This type of version more mid range, right? Because this one's on the queens also and the cookies, and 2 Lucifer. It's just super.
This deck's weird, bro. This deck has a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, like, but this is super late game, right? Like, if you don't see these Diablos in this deck 100%, you kind of just get overrun, I think. But he did great, kind of, right? But I've been liking the low to the ground more, just in case like you don't happen to see Diablo. At least you're still able to curve out really, really nicely. Versions with Ursula Deceiver of All, without Ursula Deceiver of All. There's so many different things you can do now, and it's really solid. I like it. I like discarding, so it's a really, since green still isn't there just for me right now, this has been really fun to play.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if I were to play a discard deck, I would probably be playing this one. To be honest, I did play a couple games with it, and it does. I like the feel of it too. That's why I told you. I said, bro, I think you should play this deck. Because I was playing it, I'm like, dude, this deck's fun. I just, like I said, I prefer blue, so if blue's like, both my blue decks are clearly, tier 1 and stuff, or not tier 1, but like, the best decks, like, I don't see why I shouldn't be playing it. So, I actually do want to take time to play this deck, because I do enjoy it a lot, but. Yeah, but the UK pack is spicy. The queens are kind of spicy too.
I see that you came back like what are you trying to do? Like you hit it off with the queen, it's just a 1-up, so it's pretty sick.
Yeah. I mean, but that's. I mean, it says a 1-up, but it's like really the only interactivity that it does. I mean, obviously it has some high questers with Quirky, so that quest for 6 if you go off right there, but.
Yeah, but I've been liking the Ursula version a lot more.
Imagine this with the Ursula version though.
Well, that's why like Huffalump's been like instead of the item removal at that point, I think the Huffalump's been actually seen play. I've been liking. Is that what it's Huffalump, right?
Yeah, Huffalump loses.
Yeah, I've been liking Huffalump. Stalls, high roll for a turn. He'll hit a shark. Anything to stop, not really a shark, but anything for them to stop questing, right? To stop aggro a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're drawing 2 cards off the Ursula. I've been liking it a lot.
Yeah. I like the 2 of Lucifer in here a lot too. You should try the one of you came back, bro. Put like a queen in your list, like one queen, and then one you came back, and then keep the
So,
Ursula Deceiver of all, bro. Imagine you came back on the Ursula Deceiver of all. Draw
oh,
8,
that'd be crazy.
double sync friends.
Wait, why do you like Caesar? Why do you like you came back?
Wait, double C. Imagine you have
Why do I
double
like you came
C on
back?
the
I
chill.
like it. I like it with not in this list. I don't think it's that good in this list. I'm saying.
Do you like you came back? Do you like that card?
I don't really like it. No, I'm not a big fan of it.
There's just too
Okay,
many
never mind,
things you want.
I'm
There's
just
too
saying
many
he should
things you
try
want
it in
to
the
run.
in his version with Ursula Deceiver of all, because then you could
Hey,
see.
double tap queen is nasty. Like
Yeah.
things that like people don't understand. I think so. Me personally, things that allow you to ready something, and doesn't say this character can no longer quest or this character can no longer challenge. It's so broken, bro. So
No,
broken. You get a full like it's like another character. It's so good. Like like Queen, play you came back. Tap Queen again. That's 6 lore. How much lore is that?
It's 6.
yeah, 6. But if you're going against
And
Lucio,
then there's a
they have
princess.
2
Oh my
queens.
god.
Yeah. That's what. But
So
that's why, like,
good.
I see it okay with this. Like, that's the only interaction, like we're saying, like you would want to see you came back with. Maybe if we have a Quickie on the floor, you're like quest for 3, quest for 3. It's just pretty sick too. It's the same thing as the queen using the effect, right? But those would be
Yeah,
like
but I mean,
the
I
main
also think like at worst, quest with Genie, play you came back, quest with Genie again.
yeah, quest for 4.
Like that that
Oh,
still
yeah.
doesn't sound bad. It's like yeah, Genie's on board. Like what the heck?
I mean, technically,
Like-
I get it. It's not because you can do other things with it, but that's technically a worse gathering or wisdom and knowledge, whatever it's called. Gathering wisdom, whatever it's called. You paid 2 to gain 2 lore.
No, I think it's a
you
better
paid,
one.
you
No,
Paid, you paid 3 to gain 2 lore.
because you still gain the 2 lore, but then it allows you to do other stuff. Like let's say this one you need a challenge.
No, I'm saying in that sense, it would be a worse. That's what I'm saying. I get you could do other stuff with it, but if you like ready a genie and then just quest it with it again, it's like a worse gathering knowledge.
Wouldn't it be a better knowledge? Because
Yeah,
at
'cause
worst
yeah,
it's a
it's
knowledge.
yeah,
At worst it's
yeah,
a
at
knowledge.
worst it's
At
knowledge.
best it does a bunch of other stuff.
Uh,
Like I can see the interaction with like let's say crab, right? Let's say crab. Let's say like the swing crab, you came back, swing with crab again. Now your crab is gone. Affect the crab, lose something else. Your 1-drop Diablo, swing with that one now. Now that one clears something else. Like these cards are.
I think the card will be better in my eyes once we get like more cards that are doing more impactful like exert abilities. Because right now like
I think that's when the card will be broken.
Yeah, I get like the questing power stuff, but to me it's more like I guess it could be like a combo with that aerial combo that was going around for a while, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. I think it's too expensive in my opinion.
Imagine I had a you came back and be like quest with Ariel for 5, tap with dime, you came back, ready Ariel.
Yeah, I mean we've done that before. I do think it's
yeah,
too expensive, but
I have it's called
do
Pyros,
think,
but it's different.
I do think it's too expensive, but I do think if it was a 2 cost, I know it kind of sounds redundant or like I'm kind of not making sense, but I do think 3 is too expensive, but I do think 2 is too cheap. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd be broken.
yeah. So, but yeah, good luck. I mean, congrats to this guy. I think he was the only. Oh no, there's another one that made top with it. So another Sapphire Steel list. I think this is items version finally. Nope, just kidding. This one has Baymax. And Anna. Anna, Baymax. I like the Anna, another 1/4 body. You have other heroes. So Mulan's a hero. Alice is a hero. Belle's a hero. Scrooge a hero. There's a bunch of heroes in here that could trigger the Alice to be a 2-quester, 1/4. Yeah. And the Baymax is spicy. I mean, I once like Hector started going off with the Baymax, I've been a fan of it. Never as a 4, but like 1 or 2 ofs. Like I really like it.
Gaining lower healing,
yeah.
Can't go wrong with it.
Dude, I was playing against someone.
It's a little.
Cogs.
My bad. I was playing against.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah, go ahead. go ahead.
Sorry. It's a little awkward seeing the other Scrooge, on the uninkable one without playing that little ramp, right? Because you don't play it on 3. I get it. It's to counter the other Scrooge. Well, that's how a lot of people did it. It's like a Scrooge on Scrooge, right? But when the other Scrooge comes out a turn earlier, at that point, it's almost irrelevant. So that's the only one that I'm a little iffy because usually the people that do that are still playing like T4 or Cell. But I mean, I guess he's still really good, like 5/5 quester for 2 on 4. But that's the only one. All the other than that, I like all the other cards. It's pretty good, solid. Yeah. But what were you saying? What you were playing some guy about?
Playing some guy that was playing kind of like something like this. With Baymaxes and stuff. But he was playing that one item, the sardine can. I got cooked. I didn't get cooked. That was 2-1. I almost beat him, but it was like, because once those like creatures came out on board, I don't know if you guys know what sardine can does, but basically it's like you exert. It's not in here, but you exert your character. Like all your exerted characters have ward. So if I'm playing blue steel and he's just playing like big bodies like Baymax, and then he had a Cogsworth out, like I can't like once he exerts them once, like I can't kill him. The only way I can kill him is like swinging into them. So I was like, dude, what the heck? But yeah. I think we do have more blue steels. That's why I was gonna say I know there's more item ones. We got our first blue steel items. Here's the aerial we were talking about. 2 of. I do like this. I know. I think Hector, you said you cut it out completely, put 3. I'm a fan of the 2-3 split, or like a 2-2 split on the Tamatoa and the aerial. I just like Tamatoa so much as a sometimes he's gonna quest you more for 5, and then sometimes he's just reoccurring you your popsicle and stuff, right? I can see it being a little bit less impactful and like without workshop, but yeah.
Yeah, I like the list. 1 cogs is funny, but yeah, I think like my ratio, I cut the big Tamatoa. Those 2 extra copies of the big Tamatoa go to the Cogsworth, have 3 Cogsworth, and then that 1 extra copy of the big Tamatoa goes to the aerial. But I mean, I Tamatoa, I respect the people. I get it. Everyone is doing like a little split of both. I just personally just think 3 aerials enough for me, but I think 3 aerials correct. Probably not uninkability wise, right? Like if you can probably play other cards, but it's good. Everyone's still on Quill, man. I don't know, man. I just never drop it. I just never used the Quill ever. So like I thought there was like almost no point. Like, do I ever want to play this? Even when I can play it for free. It's like
you never feel like you want to drop it, right? Like you're just like, I don't need to drop this.
Like yeah. I said I already like T-Put and Cell on turn 2. So I'm like, why do I really want to round? Like I always want to drop a character, right? But I don't know, man. Some people, I don't know.
Maybe it's there just for that second item, and okay, say I can pop this instead of a popsicle right now. I mean, popsicle or Fortisphere to hit with the Hiram, just to use it.
Honestly, I think when I was playing it, it was always like I hope I hit off Scrooge, so I have ink, and then I got the Quill. Hey, Inky Quill. Like it was like I don't know. Once I feel like the way I play Blue Steel now, I only ramp once the whole game. Ramp on 2, and then I'm just 1 turn ahead, 1 ink ahead, and that gives me enough to just get there. I don't know. That's just me though. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Let's see, like 4 strengths, 3 along came Zeus 4. The Quills, I ended up putting 2 last cannons. You know that card, right? The last cannon card. I think that card is really good. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
All right, my bad.
The last cannon, no.
It's the 1 drop. It's the one that looks like a dragon.
Oh yeah, the
item. It gives you a challenge for +3.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I don't know. I think that card is pretty good. I noticed I'm actually glad. Like, the one I'm respecting a lot deck building right now and the way they play Blue Steel right now, it's Moyen. So I am liking that we're very is getting really close to that's how I want to play Blue Steel. So kind of being seen like he likes some of the cards that I like is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. But I think Moyen still does prioritize I think he has 4 Quills still, right, Cesar? I believe so.
I think he still has the 4 Quills. I think you're crazy for cutting out the Quills though, because that's kind of like another way. That's kind of like another way you beat blue red, right? Like you start getting your card draw, and then you just start giga ramping. Like once they get out of control, you giga ramp, and then you just kind of try to OTK them, right? So if you're taking out the Quill, you're kind of taking out that option to do that. So
yeah.
But yeah, I think Last Cannon's cracked. I mean, once I saw Moyen's build the very first time, I saw Last Cannon and I tried it, and ever since I put the 2 of him, I just don't want to go under 2. I'm cool going 3. But under 2 on Last Cannon, I just don't see that anymore. That card's super good.
Yeah, just because you can just leave it there and just I'm gonna use this when the time comes up, and it's
even just having 1, right? You crack it and then you you drop a baby Tamatoa, you get a popsicle, and then another one, and you crack it again, and now your Scrooge hits for what, 10 or something like that, 7, 10.
Kills
yeah. So it's dude, that's crazy. So I mean, I guess you paid, if you already have it on board, you paid 1, and then you bring it back to 3, so you paid 3, but 3 to buff your Scrooge up to 10. I'm down for that. I mean, it's crazy.
One cog's worth though.
Yeah.
I guess.
So yeah, that's this list. Another items. Oh no, we already went over this one. Another purple green list. This one has the Cove in there. This one doesn't have like no queen. Everything else is pretty similar. I don't know about you, Danny. Did you ever try to improvise? I know the original list, whoever the Be Prepared team from, I forgot where, built the deck, and they originally had the improvise. I never tested it with it in there, but I mean,
I just didn't. I see like it could be useful. Like you can use it on a small Diablo, kill a Scrooge, just things like that where it could help a lot. Or like the locations that do have 4 life, like it can help kill those locations a lot faster. But I just didn't see it to fit in my type of playstyle and the decks, like how I want the deck to run. So I took it out. I like this one though. I've been thinking about putting Cove in just to help the Diablo survive a lot easier against like the cannons, the booms. If they do happen to get the storm. So I've been thinking about putting Covers in, but I just haven't been a fan of the improvise. And there's, like I said, there's so many ways you could go around with this deck, and just trying to fit everything in is so difficult. Like I want to play the Elsa's too, but I can't run 4. There's no way. The genies you want to fit in there too. You want to be on 2 Lucifers. I've been on 1 Cricky. I don't see for me the need of 2 because, like I said, when you having all these late drops, it's cool and all, but if they start entering your early game, getting to that late end just doesn't. It's over by that time. Like I'm gonna see all this late stuff, and it's not gonna do anything. The Creaky's not gonna. I'm not gonna have any guys on the field for Creaky to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the Cricket too. I'd probably put it as a 1-0.
Yeah, I like it. I like it as a 1-0.
Have you tried Have you tried to strike a good match? I think it's good, like in the sense like with your 2-drop, right? You can still play a 2-drop.
Oh, to discard one.
Yeah, because on 3, you can still like play, play something, right? And let's say you still don't have your Diablo shift line, like you could sing it with your Ursula or something, and then find it and then shift it still. But I mean,
it's just like I said, it's just having the room, because like you're gonna be on the 4 Brunos, you're gonna be on the 4 Friends, you're gonna be on the 4 Sudden, you're gonna be either on 3 or 4 Hypnotize, and then you just have those 2 slots, and that's why everyone's going in between those, right? This one has the item.
Are you playing 4 Foxes?
I'm on 3 Foxes.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say because Artiback, I was hearing him talk about like him cutting down on Foxes. He says like Fox feels like the most lackluster card in the like deck right now, and he explained why, and it made a lot of sense. So
because I was wondering, your early game stuff, you don't want to bounce it. Like I don't want to bounce my Diablo. I don't want to bounce my small Diablo to have to try to replay it. Yeah. Maybe the Ursula is helping, but it's cool and all because like there's the locations that are still around, so you can kill one of the 1-drop locations if you need to. It can stop a Daisy. It can hit all these 4 life characters, so it's really good. But it's like I don't want to bounce anything on the field right now.
I think exactly. I think you knocked out on it when you said the reasons Foxes is good without Rabbit is it's always in a position that you don't ever want to be in anyway, right? So this deck is very, like, I think proactive. It's not a reactive deck. I would say it's a very proactive deck. So whenever I see Fox being lackluster, because whenever you have to Fox, you you're kind of annoyed that you have to Fox, like, because that's not what the deck wants to be doing. But and then especially like the only time is Fox is proactive is when you play rabbits, right? Like when you're playing stuff and draw and then draw. That's you being proactive. But like if you're being a reactive player and you're playing purple green, you're probably like you're trying to catch up, like, which is pretty bad. And at that point, I would say a better reactive card anyway is Cricky.
Yeah.
But so I also can see, like, I probably would play 2 Fox. That's just me. Well, my deck would have Creakies. I don't know if this deck has Creakies. I personally been a fan. Yeah, it does. See, I feel like I just do 2 Creaky, 2 Foxes. That'd be me. But just to add like more proactive, because I just want to always be the one, like, you answer me, kind of thing, right?
I also think you're in the right way. I think you're also in the right direction, Danny, and Artiback said it too. I'm glad he said it too, because when I first saw the deck, like the first thing I did was I forgot what I took out, but I made space for the 3-drop Ursula, the singer one, because And his example is perfect because in this deck you're not developing any must answer threat besides Diablo. So
Yeah.
like that's what was broken about Green Steel is like you develop so many must answer threats that they eventually run out of their removal. So if once they can't answer your multiple one must answer threats, like they kind of get screwed, right? So if you do like Diablo and then Ursula, like they gotta remove one of them, right? And then if you follow up with the Prince John, which is why I kind of like the Prince John at 3 still. I can see it less because this deck already has like a lot of drop power, but then it kind of becomes a the weird thing about I don't know if you saw Artiback's list. The weird thing about his list is he has no Prince John.
Yeah, that's and because he said there's a lot of you have a lot of drop power, but I think he's on four. I think he's on 3 to 4 genies, and that's why he's saying he's like if you open up with a Diablo into the friends, drawing 3 cards is
No,
insane.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
my
why.
thing is like
Yeah.
Ursula becomes less of a Montage threat with Prince John gone, right? Like it's so
Yeah.
like backbreaking to go Ursula, Prince John, and 4 double sync sudden or double sync sudden, right? Because not only I get it, they're still discarding 2 without the John, but not only are they discarding 2, now you're also drawing the 2, which is what makes
Yeah,
it
definitely.
I
backbreaking.
uh, I think I'll be honest. I think Prince John is not necessary in the deck. If you, I think the goal is to discard your opponent. It's not about you drawing 30 cards. I think this deck draws enough to where you can have like 6 to 8 cards in your hand consistently at all times. I've won games when they have like 10 to 20 cards in their hand,
Yeah,
but when they discard my hand and they could have 4 cards in their hand, I'm probably gonna lose that game.
yeah,
Right, so like you could put like that. Those could be different slots. Like I said, like you have friends. You have that Ursula singing friends is already cracked. You have the Diablo, more Diablo targets. You have 4 genies. I would be on 4 genies. I'm not sure. Yeah, you know what I mean. So I think, especially in linkability, right? That could be like another just 2 really good cards in the deck.
yeah.
Are you playing like Lucifer? Like I think if I'm not on Lucifer and then I have some draws, I'll probably like slap a Lucifer in there or some way. Some
No,
I feel like I just
you
want to
should
have
play
more because
Lucifer.
you win by discarding your opponent, not by outdrawing them. Which I feel like because I feel like you're already gonna have so much cards to consistently keep up with like your card advantage. So I
Yeah,
don't think you
Like
need.
because this is on 2. I'm on 2 also. But I am on Merfolk's because I do like
yeah,
it against
because
the
we
red
know
blue
that Danny
matchup.
Spice, you love getting cracked like always and open up your triple
Yeah.
Merfolk, you stacker.
Yeah, or like you go Diablo turn 1, Merfolk turn 2, and they're like, dang.
Yeah.
Because then
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like, okay, I gotta answer.
I like
Yeah,
the
it's
list.
it's it's
Yeah, I like the list a lot. I think Ursula is necessary. I can see why he's cutting out the John. I'm still not a fan of it. I would probably still keep the 1 or 2, but I mean, not he's. I think he tested it quite a bit. So I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at it. It just sucks like when you're using all your discard and then like you just can't get the draw power because your discard is no longer a draw power anymore either. I
Mhm.
don't know. I feel like this deck can run out of things sometimes, so it's just like another draw.
It could be a trap too, like losing that tempo and dropping a 3 character pass like John, and then like maybe singing. Sure, you sing Suddenchill, you draw a card, and then you pass. But you could be losing tempo. You could be dropping like something else. Maybe you just play more 1 drops or something because you can afford to go wider, right? Because you're gonna draw. I don't know.
I
But
guess,
that's why,
but I
like
mean,
in my version,
yeah,
my
Yeah,
version's a more wider version. Like I want to try to keep it lower to the ground, just because there's so much stuff out there. So like I still like bonsai. Why? Because bonsai trades into everything. And
Manza
if
is
I
cool.
yeah, and if I don't, if I'm not going against blue steel, I don't want to play a Ursula into this deck. I'll play this bonsai.
It could be awkward though, right? Like decks like Chernobog or Amber Steel. We're gonna talk about it right now, whatever. It's a lot of 4 shielders.
yeah,
So Manza is like another. Say could be really awkward in some matchups, and it's an
Yeah.
inkable. So you're like, oof. Well, I kind of have to play, or I just keep it in my hand. Like it's kind of funny.
yeah.
So.
But that's when the fox comes into play, right? I quest for 2, play fox.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we got a hyper aggro build that made it into the top 16 of SSG. So this is the old school. We haven't seen it in a while, but the regular just burr,
Hey,
Crazy.
Reaper,
it feels like
four
set 2,
daisies,
set 3.
yeah,
That's
4
crazy.
daisies, 4 Lilos, 4 Malleus, and then you got more 1 drops, recycles. You got the Honey Marin that James is gonna get crazy over. You got the Cusco's for more recycle. You got the Piglet. If you're like Adam, you triple Piglet me and you just win. And then you got the
Yeah.
Baloos, the Daisy, the Donalds. Yeah.
I'm really surprised this doesn't have the Pascal. Like, I think that card's insane. But
I think they're just going
hey,
more
Purple
lower.
yellow one,
They're
yeah.
going lower.
oh, there's the cannon.
Another Sapphire Steel with the cannons. This one does have the Hades. Still has the aerials. Still 4 Tamos. Hey, how many cards are they on? They're on 60. What the heck? What do they not have? Can you spot it? Oh, they don't have sail.
What?
What they're missing to fit all this stuff in. Be at 60. They don't have sails, is what they don't have.
Big Tama? Oh no, yeah, that's
No, they
not
have it.
fourth.
That's why I was tripping. I saw the big Tama. I saw the
Uh,
aerial. I saw they don't have sails. Is what's missing. I don't know if I agree with that. Your only 2 drop is
I guess
Tipo.
they're just going Tipo into Fishbone.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
so showcase if you can, Amber Steel or Chernabog. Chernadog. We haven't said those.
Yeah,
You see one there.
pretty similar, right? And then another one, almost the same. We had the same idea with the screws.
Is that broom?
Yeah.
I think the magic broom. It's funny.
And then finally, the last represented deck is the Amber Steel. This one was lower with the 2 Maleficents. I think this one's better into
Purple
the
Steel.
red. Yeah. The 2 Malleys can put in work against the purple red. I mean blue red. And this one doesn't have the Malleys.
Yeah.
All right,
Let
cool.
me look at that list real quick. That's the top 16 one.
Yeah.
Pretty standard, right?
Yeah. December.
4 genies,
I like
4
the one with
gold.
the 2 Malleys. How many uninkables does that put him at? 14. On this one, 11. I mean, that's your trade off, right? You want to play with higher uninkables, chance to unbrick to put the Malleys, or you want to sit at 11.
Yeah. Right. The baby Malleys, yeah.
Cool. And then that's it for SSG. Congrats to everyone that made top 16. Incredible feat. 145
Damn, so the
players.
Chernadog deck didn't do no top 16, right?
Nope,
And then they
no
have that
top
third most
16.
representation of the room. So
Yeah.
that's a horrible conversion rate.
Yeah. But then we got a 63 player tournament where Zan got first place. It was a 5K, and he showed off his spicy Sheriff of Nottingham list. So he's playing no Pete's. That's like the first takeaway, right? No Pete's. Second takeaway is 4 Sheriffs, and then the third takeaway is 4 workshops. What do you think about this, Hector?
I don't think
Huh?
What do you think about this, bro?
What I think about Zan or what I think about his list?
What do you think about this list?
All right.
Zan needs to stick to green still. Oh, what is it?
Oh my god.
What
I
is
start
it?
with this guy, bro.
50-0?
Huh?
50 and 2.
52?
All right. Guys, I promise you he didn't win this tournament because he had Sheriff. Zan is a really, really good player. He's one of the best Lorcana players out there. He can afford to play sometimes really bad cards. Like, get him really, like, it's not a horrible card. But why would you ever play, for example, that Sheriff over the Aerial? I was telling people. Because you're playing a lot of items, right? So you're probably playing this for super cheap and earlier. Sure, it's still like super giga dice to call. It's probably really good in the steel matchup. Still, so it's aerial. So I just think 4 aerials is way better. I do believe part of me wants to think that because he was getting all the hate from this Blue Steel original community, that he kind of almost forced to be a little bit different, because we were all saying, watch, he's just gonna end up building like what we're building. And it was starting to feel like that, like a little bit. Like, remember the last list he put, like his 2.0 whatever, that it ended up looking kind of standard, except he didn't put something. There was another controversial thing he didn't do. I forgot.
That was Vision.
Yeah, there was like something that was like, what the heck?
That was a Vision. It was Vision, no workshop.
Right. I think it was that, yeah. But now the Sheriff, I think the Sheriff is like, I just don't want a 4 in my deck. Why? Everything else is good. I mean, like I said, he's a good player, right? So he have like the 4 cannons. Oh my god, 4 last cannon is crazy.
It was only removal.
I mean, it makes sense because you're trying to really bring out. You're just trying to get the best one drops,
He's playing 22
and then
items, by the way.
yeah. So why isn't he playing the shield?
I don't know.
And
I know why. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to call him out too much on it. I know why. I was telling these people last time. Little by little, he's literally making the list closer to Moyens and closer to all these other OG Blue Steel players.
he doesn't
You guys
want
can't let
to
me
have
talk
the
about
same
this. Let
list.
me just go on and on.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have the same list. He wants to have his own spice so that if he does do good, like so forth, right? Then it's Zan's list. So he doesn't want to go towards their route. He wants to try his own thing, which is cool. It's peace. But
Yeah.
hey, if you go 50,
I never liked the shield though. I always said the last cannon, and Moyen was originally on the last cannon. That's why I was always like Team Moyen. He actually knows what he's talking about because he's played Blue Steel before. And like last cannon counters the shield, but last cannon's also good in every other matchup.
Yeah.
The shield is kind of only good in a steel matchup. Against blue red, the shield sucks. Last cannon, I bet you it comes up in a blue red matchup.
Yeah.
It can definitely come up.
I agree with him.
So it's like little stuff like that. But I mean, yeah.
Hey, but if you go 50-0 and best of one on Lorcanito, it's all right.
50-0, you know, gets there.
So my take, first thing I saw was, actually that was the last thing I saw. Well, the first thing I saw was the post on X saying, Sheriff of Nottingham was cracked today. I'm going to update my metaphor or something like that, right? So then I click on his list. I'm expecting to see 2 sheriffs or something, right? So first thing I look for is where is the sheriff at? I look at the sheriff and I see 4. I'm like, what the hell? So then I start looking at the list, and the next thing I notice is 4 workshops. I'm like, what the hell? And then later I keep looking and I notice the no peaks. So the 4 sheriffs, to me, I think that's way too much. I mean, it goes back to the same thing with Ariel. I think 4 is too much. I personally still think 3 is too much. I'm not hating on the sheriff. I do see Hector's takes on it. But it's just when you have a bunch of items out and then you can play this sheriff for like 2. It's pretty bad.
It's in the discard, right? It's in the discard.
Yeah, it's on field.
Items in the discard. Oh, on field?
Yeah. So for every item on the field, you pay.
But how early? How early are you playing this character realistically? Like, give me a realistic number on one.
If you go the Scrooge opener, where you skip the ramp, because this one you play the 8 2-cost ramps, right? So you can go popsicle and then turn 2 sail. That's what I'm saying. If you want to skip the ramp to play the Scrooge out sooner, then you go popsicle again, or triple.
So 3 popsicles.
Yeah, triple items.
Remember, I did say realistic, but keep going.
No, let's just say triple items, because it doesn't have to be the popsicle.
Okay,
it could be the
triple
last
items.
cannon. So triple 1 drop, and then on 4 you play another item. So then you cheat out Scrooge.
Okay.
I mean, he's playing 22 items, bro.
Okay. Cheat
out Scrooge.
I'll give you. Okay.
The only, because I like doing that list a lot. The only thing there is that it is counterproductive, and I have been testing the sheriff, so it does suck, because at that point you want to cheat out. You want to start cheating out your units, right? Because you just spent basically 3 turns not playing anything. So usually right there I would cheat out the Scrooge and then cheat out like a Bell. But then that takes away an item, right?
Yeah.
So
that's why maybe it's not a 4-up.
No, that's what I'm saying. Solid. I agree. 4-up, no. I think the earliest you can play this is on turn. What would it be? Turn 4 for like 4 ink or 5 ink.
Yeah, it would have to be turn 4, 5, right? Because you don't want to pop it, so you're not gonna establish a bell. You don't want to pop your item, so you're not gonna establish you can still play. Yeah, you can not establish a high room. So it's just, I think it's slowing you down.
Me personally, in both blue red and blue steel, it's very rare that I drop high room on 4. Very rare. So
that's how I'm winning my blue red matchups. I'm dropping high room on 4. I'm dropping high room on 3.
Hold on.
What I mean is when I turn to 4.
High room on 3 is just so lame.
Yeah,
that's how I'm winning my matchups right now. I stopped doing the Scrooge early. My first body's like literally against blue red. It's Hiram, and I want you to brawl it and Sisu it. I need a slow tempo, and I'll have like something. I'll keep 2 Hirams, and I won't care because the engine is so much. I'll lose my Hirams. Like, I don't care. Like, next turn I'll be like Hiram again, draw 2. Go ahead, remove it again. Like, I'm just making you waste all these Ruby cards. It's all right. Now here's like a Smee and Ariel. Now here's like all these other cards. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
well, like, I'm honestly like now just sacrificing my Harems. I only need to draw those initial 2. If you don't have the out, I pretty much win. And if you have the out, I don't care. That's how I'm doing Harem now. It's been really good.
I just don't see like you removing this on the same turn you drop Ariel, like they shouldn't be able to coil that the same turn or the next turn.
I will
they'll
say
have
that
to-
I think the Sheriff it's good in like a late game grind and like the in like a late game. It's good in like a late game mirror versus app versus steel, but so are a bunch of other good cards in blue steel that are late that are good like Cogsworth or like good into the late game. It's good in blue red, but so is Ariel. So then at this point is do I rather have Ariels in my deck when I'm going against purple steels, amber steels, faster decks, or do I rather have 4 of these sheriffs?
Well, I wouldn't want to
It's
have
like
four
I just
regardless.
you know
I
what I
think
mean
four
to
is a
say?
lot. Yeah, but
Yeah, the 4 is terrible. But
yeah, but to me, the biggest
Um,
call out to me is I think four on Nottingham and Workshop is too much. I wouldn't mind seeing the sheriffs instead of the Ariels. I mean, honestly, it's just a call. In our reality, you're missing one lore technically from the Ariel, right? Because he quests for 4. So, I mean, it's only the 5 that you miss if you have the item threshold. And then no Pete's. Honestly, I'm not a. I don't hate it. It just really, I just think it really sucks against Amber Steel. But then, I mean, if you drop Sheriff on them, how are they dealing with that? Well, I guess the same way,
Right.
right? With what's it called? World's Greatest
He's just
Criminal.
trying to be cheesy. He's like, I'm gonna play this as fast as I can, deal with it, and if not, I'm just questing for 4.
I think he's just trying to cheat out a bunch of stuff. That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
And you're just once
Really
you start cheating
easy.
stuff out, like it's yeah. But yeah, obviously
I, I,
spicy. I don't know if
I,
this is gonna stick around, but yeah.
I will say, I'm not gonna stick anywhere. I will say this: if you guys, the community out there, I can get hate for all this. I don't even care. If you guys want like a good blue steel solid mine, I'm not even gonna say myself. That's me. I'm not gonna say that. Go to Moyen. Look at Moyen. If you're gonna get coaching from a pro on blue steel, I would consider to look at Moyen. These both players are very talented, but like Moyen's been on Sapphire for like the longest, and he I think understands a lot of like these concepts. Where I think there's still room to. It doesn't matter how good you are. If there's something that you're not used to, it could feel like a different game, right? So like he has to like adapt and get used to certain things, because like I mean I want to personally pick. I would like to pick Sam's brain of why he's not on Oswald anymore. I would like to pick his brain on why he's not on Shield anymore. I would like to pick his brain on why every week his deck changes more closer to like what other original Blue Steel players were doing anyway.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But like I said, like he wants to have his own spice so that he can say, "Oh, I'm different." But like at the end of the day, there's like those staple cards that you want to play in blue steel, right? That hey, you're playing blue steel, play these cards. These are the blue steel cards.
Yeah. I do agree though. If you want actual blue steel like coaching, I would go to Moy.
Hey, but we're
100%.
friends. Remember, we're friends. We're friends, guys.
Y'all giving too much hate to that
Eh.
man, bro. It's funny. It's
I
mean,
give him a lot of hate.
It's me. I just disagree like with
To
people.
be fair, it's not even towards him. I think it was more hate and frustration towards the community, because I was telling the community, yeah, but like watch this and that. Like it's not gonna stay, and then they would listen. And it's because it's Zan, and then look, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So it's probably like what is it called? Like side like frustration, like on the sideways. I'm like I told you guys anyway. Like listen to the other
He's
guys.
catching strays. No,
Yeah.
but a
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people are
fair.
hating on him too, because like there's the.
But I mean, I hope.
There's a thing with the what's it called, like them calling him out for everything right now, and it's just like even right now with his most recent podcast, right? Like he was kind of more subtle and like kind of apologizing and saying like, oh, like Moyen's great. And he even said like, hey, Moyen's good. Like I'm taking like insight from him on Blue Steel. Like when I hung out with him and stuff, like he is really helping me like build Blue Steel. Like some of it might be banter. I mean, who knows? But the funny thing is like he said there like, hey guys, just because I win with the deck doesn't mean it's like 100% the best deck, right? Like what shows a best deck is if I put out that deck and then no name player takes that same deck,
Yeah.
same exact 60, and then wins with it again, right? And then someone else takes the same 60 and then wins with it again. And even then, in the comments, he
Yep.
got hate for saying that he sounds like cocky, saying like, oh, like just because I can win with it. And I'm like, dude, no, that's literally what he's saying. It's like
Oh, sure.
you guys are calling him out on it because he's saying like his deck is the best deck, but no, obviously like amazing players can sometimes play goofy cards in their list because they're just that good, or they know how to play around with that goofy card. They know when that goofy card's gonna be most optimal to play at, when to play it, and all that. So like, I think that's what shows actual like what's the best deck. That someone built the best deck is like when people that are usually not tops, you see a random name top, like, oh dang, like how did this guy do it? And then you see another random name top with the same list again, like then that's when you can start saying like, okay, this deck might be like a or whoever built this list might have made the best deck or whatever, right? So but I think everybody's just clowning on him, and it's funny. I just take a kick out of it.
I mean, if you guys should all, by the way, go watch Moyen versus Zan's match, and then watch like a little bit towards the end of it. That's an interesting conversation about the whole 50-1, calling them out like that.
Yeah.
The Metafy thing, but that was actually very interesting. It was good. I think it was very healthy.
No, it was very healthy. Yeah, I agree.
I think it's like something that had to be said. I mean, I promise you guys, Cesar can like play on Lorcana, play a deck. He could go 25-0 and then be like, my Metafy is up, guys. That's not just a lot of good players can have that run on Lorcana. Like I've gone like 20-0 on Lorcana. My bad, it's not 50-0, but it doesn't matter. It's 50-1 anyway. But I think I've always said like with like the whole being cocky or whatever, like if someone is putting results consistently, and this is me giving props to Zan, like like I think there's always two sides to the story. As much as like I just been disliking the whole Zan and the blue steel scenario, but I think if a good player is consistently putting up results and winning, people shouldn't be like, "Oh, you sound cocky," "Oh, you this and that." I think it's like at a certain point, if someone has a personality trait of they want to be cocky, but they're winning, what are you gonna say? Like, hey, stop being cocky. Like, beat it out of them. That's just like the persona I have. Like, beat it out of them. Like this whole like person, like like prove them wrong kind of thing, right? Like when we're saying like, oh,
kind of did, right? Kind of
at least that's the mentality I have. Like it is cringe when someone can be really cocky, but if they're over here going like top 8 every tournament, it's like, well, hey man, you earned your right to say what you want.
Yeah, no, I agree. I also don't think he's like super cocky in a rude way. Like I think he's just saying like, hey, like I am well aware that I am considered one of the best players in Lorcana, and that's just the way he talks.
Exactly.
He's just talking like he is aware that he's one of the best players in Lorcana, and maybe even the best, right? So, I mean, when you're
and they easily come out and say that it got built by the community. The community put you up there.
Yeah,
that's what, it's funny because the community puts these players up there. But then the community gets mad when they get cocky, when they admit, like, oh, well, the community put me here. And then they say that, and then the community gets mad.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Like, well, okay. No, well, like you guys were the ones hyping them up last week, like, on the comments, like, oh, please.
Yeah, that's funny, yeah. That's funny stuff. Anyways, and then the last tournament we're going to go over, well, just the first place. It's another well-known player. It's a 78-player tournament, Kurt Spies. This tournament actually had they're in top 16, just kidding. But they had 3 in top 16, turned to the Uggs. But Kurt Spies took down. It looks like they might have split top 4. Yeah, they split top 4. It looks like.
That deck is cool, man. I like that Trinidad dog deck. It's really hot.
Yeah, honestly, people are putting
I
it
like
as like
this deck a lot.
People are putting this as like the third and fourth best deck now. So.
Yeah, I can see that, bro. That deck is real. Go. Oh, that's real.
Yeah. So. Yeah, guys, there's meta is a little stale because there is a lot of blue, but I don't think their blue is the only deck you can play to put up results. I definitely think there's other ones, but I think if you want to, for sure, if you're like, hey, you know what, I want a big chance of winning today's tournament, I would play blue deck. But if you want to like top, I think you could play purple green. You could play this one. You could play purple steel. You can play purple red. Like I think there's a lot of things that you can consistently top. If you want to say like, if you want to walk into a tournament and say like, I for sure want to win. Like I think you try to take a blue deck, but I also think any of these decks can win the whole tournament. So.
Is this one not playing the one that adds 2 from the discard?
No.
No.
That's crazy.
It's the one that you can
That's
cheat
so
out.
good.
I think it's
I
just
mean, the one I
more.
played, I guess the version I played, I was really good. Like the guy played, like he shifted it, and then he added a daisy and a piglet back. I was like, oh, that's so good.
It doesn't synergize well with your. That's why he's on 3 Chernobyls. Like you wanna cheat out your Chernobyls, and if you're bringing stuff back from your graveyard, even though it's 2 cards, hey, that's 2 cards. That's 2 ink less you could have paid for that Chernobog to come out.
I just think she's so good. It's a 4/4. Quest for 2.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Still, but I like the more Chernobygs. Like cheating a
Because I
Chernobog
think
out.
like you can outgrind them and like
But the
you
thing
wait
is,
Chernobog as like a finisher, right? Like you know what? Like maybe I'm gonna like I don't need to drop the Chernobog now. I'm gonna do this, add 2 back, play those 2, and then they're gonna
Right.
die anyway, right? I'm gonna quest, die anyway. Okay, sure.
I think
Like
you're, I think
you
you're
don't
playing
really
multiple
have to rush.
Chernobog. I think you're playing multiple Chernobog. It's literally 2C it because your second and third Chernobog are always going to be worse than your first one. Because once you play the first
Oh,
one,
I seen them, dude.
yeah,
Yep. Yeah, yesterday I saw one. One was on board, and the guy had 2 Chernobogs in his hand.
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so
yeah,
bad.
yeah. Maybe that's why you don't play
I
3.
still personally probably in a list like this, I would still do 2 because I feel like you can outgrind and out tempo. Like it has that like Rapunzel. It has those like if you play the other one that adds them back, you can literally even stall the game long enough and be in a grind to where you're gonna eventually see one of your 2 Chernobogs.
Yeah, no,
Right?
I think 2 is fine, but 3, like I said, just keep in mind that your first Chernobog is always going to
Risky.
be cracked. Your second Chernobog is going to be worse, and then your third one going to be absolute. To be able to put 5 or 6 more cards in your discard after you resolve your second 2 Chernobogs, like it's going to be so hard. Like,
I've always told myself when I do like more than a 2 of, or like I'm like, will I ever be mad if I have 2 of these copies in my hand early? Lucky Dime is why I never would play 3.
Yeah.
Will I ever be mad if I have 2 early game? Chernobog, 10 drop. I probably would be pretty mad. You know, Bell or Cell and Hiram, I'm never gonna be mad, right? Like these like engine consistency staples, like but like these like tech cards, man, is risky.
all right, guys. So that is the quick overview of what the heck of the few tournaments that happened over the weekend. We're gonna talk about our thoughts on where it's gonna shape out real quick, with probably like 15 minutes, and then we'll end the podcast there. But we want to take time to do our giveaway. So we only put the people that commented on the last video. So thank you guys, everyone, for getting us to 200. I don't know if you got anything else to say, Danny.
No, yeah, like just like Cesar said, we want to thank you guys for helping us. It's a small milestone, but it's still a milestone. Getting 200 subscribers is still a super challenge from some of these channels. But we want to thank you guys for your love and support for helping our community and channel grow, as we always say. As always, anytime you see us out at the event, say what's up. We always have stickers for you guys. We are working on maybe some merch. We'll see how it goes.
Comment down below if you guys want to see that.
If you guys do want to see some merch, like we're thinking about shirts, we're looking at other stuff, keychains. You know, there's all kinds
Keychains.
there's all kinds of
Yep.
things that we want to give out to the community just to show our appreciation. And one of those is this giveaway that we're doing, right? It is a Kendall Hall sign foil Simba. So we wanted to do this for the community. We hit our goal, and we hope to see more goals in the future, right? Next goal is 500 subs, and so we hope to get there.
Yeah, and then obviously, like, we're not getting anything from putting out these videos. No, that's what we're looking for. We're just trying to help the community. So these giveaways are like literally out of our pockets. We want to do bigger giveaways. We just always try to find like out of our winnings what we have that we can give away. So I mean, the 500, it's halfway to 1,000. So if we get there, we're gonna do something huge. We'll all have to talk about it, see what we give away. But if you guys have anything in mind that you guys would like to give away, let us know. But yeah, without further ado,
Is that everybody that commented? Did we miss someone? I was like, we missed
I
someone.
hope not.
Maybe 18, I think. Maybe.
I had 11.
15 or 11. Yeah, because I always forget the sub ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, ready, set, go. We got 4 over here, chilling, looking like a.
Oh,
Still, that's funny.
Looks like Trump's going in.
Oh.
Trump. Number one. Oh. No. Beast mode.
Loud. So beast mode on 1987. Make sure to message us on Instagram so we could get your info and get you this. Show one more time, Hector. Let me move this duck so they can see the thing more clear. Yeah, congrats. So, Beast Mode, you get this signed Kendall. Shows the Lorcana Cookout on it. And yeah, it's full, by the way. So,
2 Lorcana Cookout. That means it's probably only one of these. Only one of these.
Yeah,
definitely.
And if we ever get huge, you'll be the one that has it. If we ever go worldwide. Without further ado, oh, go ahead.
No, like Cesar said, make sure to hit us up on Instagram. It's our best form of communication. We're happy to hear from you, and then set up a way that we can ship this out. If you're local, hopefully meet up.
All right. Without further ado, technically, starting next week is. I guess this is where we can go into the tournaments coming up.
Yeah.
And then, shoot. And then,
guys, the Lorcana Fran tournament, that, by the way, that was talking about a little bit. It's gonna not be first place take all. It's gonna be split into the top 4. So if you're in that pod, it is gonna be split into the top 4. I know some people thought that it was gonna be like, oh, you know, like where it goes all the way through. No, it's like it is split into 4 people. I think the price structure is like it's 700, 300, 150, 50. If the last 4 players in the pod are probably gonna end up splitting and getting $425 each, then hey, so be it. But I think it's 700, 300, 150, and 50.
Yeah. So I usually
700 so much better than 400 though.
No, 100%. Just know if I'm in top 4.
True, but you lose. You go from the 425 to
hey,
sometimes
you gotta gamble. Just know if you guys see me in top 4, I'm playing it out. Sorry.
Just no, you're not. You're splitting with me.
Don't be mad.
Full disclosure, I am playing it out.
You're splitting with me.
Unless I'm getting yelled at by my wife. If you ever see me split, it's because I'm already getting yelled at by my wife. Anyways, let's go. So usually I just tell you guys what's coming up, but I actually want to give a shout out to Phil in case any of you guys don't know of this website yet. This is Phil's website, ie-enchanted.com. He has a bunch of locals for basically looks like almost all of Cali. So you can find stuff, and then he has the events tab right here, which shows it like, you know, broken down. You can go to weeklies to try to find your what are they called? Your leagues.
He has set champs on there as well.
So then if you go right here, which is what we're gonna look at, is upcoming non-weekly. So these are all the big tournaments, right? So the upcomings we have. This is how we find out what's going on, because Phil is so into tune with all these tournaments that are going on. If you wonder why we sometimes kind of know some low-key ones, it's because Phil knows it and he just puts it on here. So I kind of refresh this every once in a while. So the upcoming tournaments starting next week, we have 3 weeks back-to-back of tournaments coming up. On 4/13, we have Lorcana France tournament, the Money Pot Rumble. It is as of right now, it's a 64-player tournament, 232 pods, best of 3 double elimination. It says it's right here, top 4 of each pod takes 75% of the pot. And then what's it called? And then if there's enough interest, I think, and because she's hosting it at Top Choice Gaming in Redlands, if there's enough interest and Top Choice has the space for it, she will do a 3rd pod that's not guaranteed yet right now. So that's gonna be a fun tournament. It's gonna be like the first double elim tournament I ever played in, and especially in Lorcana. So that'll be fun. The week
even at
after,
that, right? Like say you go 2-0 or you get 0-2'd and you open another pod, even if it's of 12 players, it's still worth doing it. Like that's only a couple rounds to try to go 4-0, 5-0. So it's not bad.
I think it's gonna end up turning to like, if people want to keep running pods all day, then we'll probably do that, right? That's cool.
That's solid. That's great, right? You're gambling. You're basically gambling. Like that's fun.
Gambling, but instead you're gambling with your skill. Some variants.
Yes.
Some skill.
Anyways, so that one is on Sunday, not to be confused, because I thought it was on Saturday, and then I realized it was on Sunday. After that, on 4/20, 4/20 is Wildcard Cyclone triple case tournament. This is in like Los Angeles.
This is on Sunday?
Yeah, I was thinking about going to this until I started putting up my monthly calendar on the fridge and realized that is Easter Sunday. So you will not catch me there.
So Easter Sunday's on 4/20?
Yeah.
That's
That's funny,
crazy.
huh?
Right.
So that's the next
Interesting.
April tournament, and then the weekend after that, which I like this, not two big tournaments the same weekend, big tournaments weekend after weekend after weekend. I like this. Collectible Exchange is hosting their next Red Saber Mini Pre. I forgot what the pricing is exactly. I think he already posted it on his Insta. Danny will try to edit it, all the flyers in on these.
I forgot
If you
too. I
guys,
know it's good pricing. I read it and
it's
I
gonna
was
be
like, "Oh, it's
like
good pricing."
it's gonna be like 2 point something. He said K worth the
Yeah.
pricing. I think like first place is gonna get like two D23
Triple case,
Mickeys.
right? It's a triple case.
No. Like first place is
Oh,
gonna
it's
get
almost something
like
else.
two of those steel D23 Mickeys. I think they're going for like
Oh,
200
that one.
bucks or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. I think, or like 100. I don't know how much they're going for. And then like
Um, eh,
I think second place is gonna get like a playset or like two foil Rapunzels, like the regular like set one
oh
ones.
yes.
And then like
Dude,
there's
the pricings for these tournaments are astounding, and we just want to appreciate the shop owners hosting these events. And if any of you guys go to different shops that we don't typically go to, and they are having major events, not local events, but major events, hit us up. Let us know. Hey, there's an event going on here. If we happen to have missed it, if Phil happened to have missed it, and it's not on this website, we can bring it up and we can promote it. Right? We want these we want SoCal events to be big and as many people as we can get, so that hey, we can show that SoCal has these type of events to come down.
yeah. And then after that,
Hopefully, I get rid of
obviously,
this freaking dry spell, bro. Like I freaking been like all the big tournaments. I'm like getting eliminated the very last round. I start out good and get eliminated. I'm like in this dry spell. It's so annoying.
yeah, I agree. It's annoying when that happens. And then after that, it's just a bunch of set champs that are already on here that are already planned. So guys, use this website. Shout out to Phil. Give him a bunch of support, guys. He does a lot for the community. Yeah, this site's crazy if you want to keep up to find tournaments. But yeah, with that moving forward, what do you guys think?
He was actually in that Moyen. He was actually on that Moyen and Zan thing. So that's how you know
Yeah,
he's been putting himself out there in the community. He's very respected, like all around in Lorcana, not just in SoCal. So it's
yeah,
really cool that he's like pretty
he
big.
does this. He does a lot of the judging for like the LCCs. I think he's shown up on the ICLs, Twitch, the Twitch streams from Wonderland as well as the judge. So I think he's been on a couple podcasts. So I'm sure you guys know of him, but this is his site. If you guys actually haven't visited, it's really useful. So if you're in the Cali area, so with that being said,
SoCal's popping.
what do you guys think is the meta move for these upcoming tournaments for us right here in the SoCal area? You want to start off?
So the meta is very different. I keep saying it because like I feel like sometimes I see these East Coast deck lists of Sapphire Steels that are winning or like these decks, and I'm like, for some reason, why doesn't that fly here? Like, I think people still love Amber Steel here, the fast version, right? So you have to respect it. Purple Steel. You guys, we talked about this so many times, guys, in SoCal. People love Purple Steel here. People love Purple Steel. People love purple. People are probably gonna love that purple green deck. It's just green steel, but they're probably gonna go to purple green, right? So I don't know. I see. Obviously, you're if you want to like the most consistent data numbers, what is the call? You go blue, right? Blue, red, blue, steel. Technically speaking, but then you have Chernodog, pretty good. Green, yellow, purple, steel, amber, steel. Like all these can win, bro. So like I think it's like. It's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like this meta is very interesting. It's very like I don't know, man. It's a little bit all over the place. It's crazy.
What about you, Dan?
We didn't see any Amber Steel in those lists,
We did
and
not.
I think Amber Steel is a great call. It's just playing roulette is really rough, especially when I go to Vegas. But um, but it's still I think it's a great call. But as we saw, we didn't see a green purple in the first tourney, but the second tourney we did see a version of it.
Turn it
But
on.
I think
Time out. Turn it on.
yeah, we did. We saw a Chernodog too, but these decks that can beat red blue and blue steel, it's good to see because yeah, those decks are everywhere. But I feel it's so nice to see when you see these decks that can perform against those a little consistently, and it helps the meta a lot more. It doesn't make it so like blah like the Bucky meta, right? And back in the day, and so it's good to see. I think, well, me personally, I like green, so anything with green's fun. I've been actually messing with Baja Blast because it's fun, dude. That Baymax is insane.
Still blue deck, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blurple can be really good too. I will
Yeah.
say this. I will say this. Like, I think you can go with like whatever you're comfortable with and stuff like that, right? But I think there is some stay away decks. Whenever you're gonna guys pick a deck and whatever you guys decide to play, ask yourself why, right? I feel like there's a lot of these decks that we're mentioning. There's reasons why, but Ruby Steel, why? Green Steel, I'll be honest, why? Right? So like, there's like a few decks. Amber Ruby, why? Blue Yellow, why? It's like you have to ask yourself. There's some decks and some things right now. Like you have to at least be honest with yourself and be like, why are you doing these colors? Amber Steel, I can tell you why they're playing Amber Steel. Purple Steel, I can tell you why they're playing. You know what I mean? Cherno, I can tell you why they. So ask yourselves why if you want to at least be succeed. If you just want to have fun and play your Seven Dwarfs Snow White deck, then hey, go ahead. I don't care to do
You're
whatever you want to do.
outdated,
If that's what you're
bro.
gonna
It's the
do.
puppies now.
It's the pup. Oh, nah.
Yeah, bro. Puppies, puppies.
Speaking, the Snow White movie is getting so much hate. Anyway, um, yeah, yeah, dude. So, so yeah, like ask yourself why you guys are playing the deck. If you want to be successful, you don't show up with Ruby Steel. I'm sorry, Lorcana, that I think you're going to support that. I know you love Ruby Steel, but don't show up with that and be like, why am I like not topping these tournaments, right? So it's like stuff like that. But if you want to play that and you're having fun, then that's different. Like we're talking about two different things here, right? But yeah,
Yeah. So for me, same thing as Hector. If you wanna, for sure, show up. If you want to show up to Fran and win some money, for sure, I would say pick a blue deck. That's just just right off the bat. Just pick a blue deck. If you've been playing purple steel and you're comfortable and that's what you're playing, I think you're fine. Stick with that instead of the blue deck. If that's what you've been playing instead of blue deck, you're fine. Just perfect it. Play a bunch of matchups of blue steel and see how many. Like I forgot who. I think it was Jeremy that got asked. Do like 20 games or 10 games of purple steel with your blue steel versus purple steel and try to beat it 10 times and then switch to blue red with that same list and then try to beat it 10 times in a row and then if you can't make lists and then go back to blue steel again and then try to find that middle ground where you're still beating both decks consistently at least close to 10 times and then just kind of keep going back and then just keep those and then just do very minimal testing against every other matchup that you might see and try to with those changes that you made to both those lists, try to work around them to still be able to beat those. Make your deck best to the two big meta decks, and then figure out how to still use those cards to beat your other matchups. Right? Sometimes it can feel impossible, but I mean that's what takes away the best players from the worst players. Right? Like them.
But I think
finding
also,
the lines even when you don't have it. Right? Like I think.
but I think also,
Sorry.
but like how just like you're being consistent, right? But I think being focused on this is the deck I want to play and I want to make this deck good and honing in on that deck and saying this is what I'm going to play. I want to play this. I need to play I want to play this and not trying to go back and forth because then you kind of get stuck in like, oh, should I play this because of that? But like I think if you just solidify a deck that this is the one you want to play, let's try to stick to it.
And sometimes you gotta just find lines that and that's why you get it from the isolated testing. I took a big key takeaway from this. I think it was on the podcast I was said, or Jeremy was just talking somewhere. Zan's best friend. He was saying how, I think it was in Texas when he topped. He played against R&B in the finals, or in like his first top or whatever, and he thought he was gonna lose. It was purple red versus blue steel. And after multiple times of them testing Zan, they figured out that his line was to play the Peter Pan Shadow Finder, I think it was. Typically that card sucks and it's like decent in every other matchup, but they realized that blue steel just struggled to remove it. So if you got that out, like it was gonna get you like, he described it like it was basically like what's the card called, the item, the spell book. It was like a spell book that you just can't get rid of, and sometimes like just bouncing it and then replaying that once they doubt like when like fire the candidate once, just bouncing it because then you heal it, right? So then they found that line from testing, and that line isn't found just thinking like, they tested a bunch and they realized like this is the only line that, or like the best line he can take to beat that matchup. And he didn't put that card in there specifically to beat the blue steel, but with the cards he had already built in there, he found a line to abuse it to win that matchup that was already unfavored, right? So just because your deck isn't specifically built to beat, you're building for blue steel and blue red, but you're facing amber steel, and some of your cards might feel man there. Like, test it, and find a way to work with your cards that you have in there to still kind of push yourself over the edge against that. Sometimes it just comes up to who knows the matchup better, right? Even if you're unfavored, if you know exactly what you need to do to beat that matchup, and the other person hasn't played that matchup as much as you, like, you'll be favored, even though you're technically unfavored. It's just because you know exactly what the game plan is and what you need to do to win, and they don't, So, yeah, that's about all I gotta say. But yeah, I think you guys can play.
Stuff is like 2 to 3 turns too.
What's up?
2 to 3 turns too. I think what people are not realizing is like 2 to 3 turns. Like when you ink now, you have to start thinking what you're doing 2 to 3 turns from. Always try to think ahead of time. Like, do not like see the scenario. I'm just gonna ink this because it's not good right now, right? You'll be like, if I ink this, I already inked 2 other ones of this. Like it's like little stuff that I think people are like not like realizing that could be crucial, right? Like, oh man, if I wouldn't have inked that item, I would have gone to play my Scrooge for free and this character last turn. Like it's like little stuff that people have to also consider. Like, I already have 3 items, so I can ink this one. And then they're like, how they draw a Scrooge because they hadn't had none of Scrooge all game. So most likely gonna draw a Scrooge, right? So it's like little stuff that people have to like think ahead of time. Also with like blue red, right? I see people just like bring out the Ruby card, all that when they maybe have a little bit more time to be patient, ramp a little bit more, be patient. Like how you said the John Williams day. Like a lot of the good control players, they're very patient. They know when they have to play certain cards.
Yeah.
So.
And ask questions.
Don't get greedy on the questing, and don't get greedy on the cards and all that. Yeah.
And ask questions. I was testing with Ethan, and I was being real open with him. We were kind of showing our hands, kind of not, but he would play something, and then I'll ask him why. Like, why would you do that? Like, think about it right now. Look at my position. I'm blue-red. I'm the control player. I want to get to late game, right? Right now, you're only at 4 lore, and you're only presenting 3 more lore next turn. You think I'm going to waste my Sisu to just remove 1 aerial? My big Sisu to just remove 1 aerial when you're only presenting 3 more lore? I can exceed my game plan and seeing how far I go with my grandma instead, and then play a harem to advance my hand, or seeing how far I go and then hard cast another how far I go, because you're not presenting anything to me right now. I'm not afraid of what you're doing, right? So ask questions, because he was like, oh no, you're right, maybe. I think there's a turn 2 where he was like, oh, I think I'm just going to quest with my Daisy and leave my Troubadour standing. I told him, okay, so what are you afraid of? Maui, right? So if I Maui, then they both die if you quest. But if you only quest with Run, then they still both die, because then I'll trade both of them with my Tala and Tipo, and I'll still baby Sisu your other one, right? Like, what are you afraid of? So at that scenario, I told him, it's either your answer to me right now, if you're assuming I have it, and I told him, you do know I have the baby Sisu at least, because your Daisy gave it to me. I said, my thing is, you're afraid of the Maui. It's either you quest with both of them or you don't quest with either of them, because no matter what, they're both going to die, right? Like, you're afraid of the Maui, and you know I have the baby Sisu in hand, so it's either you quest with both or you don't quest at all. And those are things you got to think of to, put yourself over the top. So, and you don't get that unless you ask questions, right? Like, he doesn't know blue-red. He doesn't play blue-red. So that's why I was giving him my insight on it, and it's going to help him now moving forward, because now he's going to be like, oh, what did Cesar tell me? Like, this is an experienced red-blue player telling me, like, hey, this is how he thinks, so maybe this guy's thinking the same way, right? So you just gotta ask yourself stuff like that. So, but, yeah. I think we're pretty much done. Sorry.
Very, very fun. So, if you made it all the way to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. We want to give once more a big shout out to everyone that got us to that 200 subs. We appreciate you guys for your love and support. Shout out to Beast Mode for winning the Kendall Hall Simba foil, right, signed. Shout out to you, man. Hit us up on the IG. Let us know where you're located, how we can get this card to you. We want to get this card to you as fast as we can. But until next time, keep on cooking, keep on questing. Peace.
Peace.